Does your bathroom, kitchen, laundry or powder room have smells that you just can't explain and you just can't get rid of it? Come along with me and I'll show you how to fix it quick and easy. Let's go. Hey guys, Musa here from Quantum Home Improvements and Solutions. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about smelly bathrooms, kitchens, laundries and powder rooms. And so in all the years that I was in the building trade, and especially when I did bathroom renovations, the biggest question I was ever asked is how do I get rid of the smell in my bathroom? And they'll explain to me that they've tried the chemicals and tried all these different things, but nothing worked. So the biggest problem I found was usually in any of the rooms is because of blockages. And so, especially in the bathroom, because in the bathroom, when we're showering, our hair goes down the drain, when we're washing in the basin, and also the natural products we use, they're now breaking down in the wastes, but they're filtering through the hair and then clinging and onto the walls as well. And so they'll build up and to the point where they'll actually slow down the flow of water. And so what you need to do is actually remove that blockage. So in the floor waste, you'll have to remove it by hand. In the kitchen, laundry and the basin waste, you can just undo your trap and then clean it out and put it back. Okay, so then once you've removed all the debris and all the ugliness, then you would need a brush to clean down the walls and at the same time with a hose, flushing down that water and go down as deep as you can. So my drains, my wastes are all 100 mil, 4 inches. And so it's going to be easy for me to do that. If you've got a narrower drain, you're going to have to use a different tool, a different product. I'll just be using the toilet brush for today. So then the last thing you can do is pour in some baking powder and vinegar and let that sit for a while and then flush that through. And that will get rid of most of the remaining gunk. So now I'll remove the window, the fly screen, I'll bring the hose in from outside and show you how I do all this. All right, so I'll just remove the lid of this waste. Now before I do, I've just got to pre-warn you, I have got my gloves on and for a reason, it's going to look pretty ugly and most drains do. So I remove the top, but that's pretty ugly. Okay, so now I'm going to put my hand in there and remove all this gunk. So look at that, pure hair with products. And I've got to tell you, luckily you can't smell it on camera. So you just take it off all the way around the waist. Just remove all that hair and product. Clean the walls. They will stick really well to the walls. Okay, so that's pretty clean now of debris. Okay, I'm just draining that through first so I can actually see what's in there. Now I've got a pretty good fall on this floor, so everything will go back in nicely, but for now, I'll just drain that through. While that's draining, I will use the toilet brush and to clean these sides and clean them well. Then I'll clean the walls. Go all the way down. Now this drain is a long drain. These are called smart wastes. So they actually just sit on top of the waste itself and the water flows in from all directions and it has a high flow into it. And this floor has a very good fall and it works really well. So that is looking really good now. I'll get rid of this bucket for my sanity. So if your bathroom is on a second story, you're going to find that you're going to have a smaller floor waste. And that's because it's got an accessible trap from underneath. That's a good thing, by the way, because if you've got a vent underneath, you can access, clean that trap out and put it back. So just like everything else, I don't rush these things. I allow the water to drain through for a fair while. So because this shower is a wet area and it doesn't have a shower screen, we use a squeegee to clean our floors with, which is really good because when you do have growth around the walls, bacteria or whatever it may be, some mold, mildew. So what we do, we just clean it against the walls like that, and that just gets rid of the the growth on the walls. It makes it so much easier. And even if you had a shower screen, you could still use the same. I prefer not to use products against the silicone or the grout, and I rely more on just washing with a sponge and water and a bit of soap, soft soap, and using this squeegee, and that works really, really well. All right, so let's pull that hose back out and have a look down there, and that is looking super clean. You can actually see all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so that's done. I'll just put the Smart Waste lid back on and we'll get to the next one. So now just do the exact same thing to the floor waste. Now this one's nowhere near as dirty as the shower, but it is corroded. So I'll let the hose sit in there and just clean out some of that corrosion. I won't be able to clean it all off. So once again, just all the way in, and these are quite deep. So I'll leave the hose in the drain for a while, let that drain through, and now I'll get to the basin. So to clean out a basin with a trap or a kitchen or a laundry, it's quite easy to do. In this case here, I'll remove the pop-up plug just to make it accessible, pour in some baking powder, okay, then I pour some vinegar down, and put the remainder in. Okay, so just let that sit in, leave it for a few minutes, and then come back and flush it with hot water. That works really well. That drains very quick now. Okay, so now I'll pour it down the next drain. That's draining really well. So you can see all the water coming through from the basin, flowing in. And there's a fair amount of dirt that came through that as well. So now I'll just use the hose again and flush that down, both from the top and also push the hose inside as well. Okay, so that's it for there. So once again, you can see almost to the bottom there. I'm not sure if you can see that on camera, but it's looking really good, very clean inside. And I'll just put the cover back on. There we go. And just put the plug back on that. I'm in a different part of the house now, and this particular toilet only has a dry waste. And so what that means, it doesn't have a flow of water constantly coming into it. And so it's not charged, in other words. And so you have to continually fill up the water when that waste dries out. And so either I can do that regularly, or I can do what my mate Chicken Nugget did and put in a waterless valve. Him and I researched it back a year ago, and we found HEPVO. So HEPVO is a waterless trap that sits in the waste and allows water only to go in and not the smell to come out. And so it works really well. And in the future, I might be using the same product. And so now I'll fill up the waste. Okay, so I used the full bucket pretty much just to flush it, but as you can see there, it's a pretty clean waste. You can see right to the bottom, so it doesn't have a continual flow of products or hair, and it's always clean. But the only problem is, as I said, that it does stink after a while when it dries out. Another reason why you'd have a smelly bathroom is because it's probably not being used very often. And so if it was not being used for say 6 months, there's a really good chance that all those wastes and the traps are dried out and all the gases will come through. So all you've got to do is just run your water. So this is our main bathroom, and we don't use this bath very often, so we do have to run that water periodically. Now you do that also for your shower and your basins, and that'll charge up or fill up the lines for you, and then the smell can't get through that trap. All done. How easy was that? And all the smell is gone. I was able to do the whole house in around 2 hours. So I do this probably every 2 years or so, and I find it very effective. I forgot to mention that the kitchen and laundry tub would be handled the same way as I handle the basin, and so with the baking powder, the vinegar and the water. And so I'd say this would eliminate 90% of the smells in your home. But if it's not, you'll have to call a plumber. And I will put a link below for a plumber in this local Nepean area. And I'll also put a link for the products I used in the descriptions below. So that's the end of this video. Leave a comment below if you have any questions and I will get back to you. And I'd also ask if you please consider to subscribe, hit the like button and share this video. And there's many more videos to come, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks guys.